On August 21st, 2019, I took approximately 15 Ativan. I laid down on a beanbag chair, and I didn't care if I never woke up. This would be my second suicide attempt in 2019 and the third one in my life. This last attempt came about as a culmination of 6 years of significant life-changing events: a bitter divorce, bankruptcy, the death of my father, a car accident with subsequent back surgery, which ended my drumming career, and I was forced out of my teaching position. Well, I did wake up at Jacobi Hospital in the Bronx, which started an 11-month hospitalization at 3 different psychiatric facilities. In total, I was committed 5 times between 2019 and 2020. My mental health issues have many ingredients. Schizophrenia runs on my mother's side of the family, and anxiety and depression runs on my father's side of the family. I consider these to be genetic factors. In addition, there were many untimely deaths of close family members and friends during my formative years. It got to the point when every time the phone rang, I wondered who died. Also, my first memory of life was being brought to the cemetery to visit my uncle's grave. Between all those deaths and my father's hypochondria, the subject and awareness of death hit me at a young age. By age 9, I had my first major panic attack. It was an existential crisis. Everything felt out of control, and I was in a state of sheer terror. My body was trembling. My hands got numb. I had the cold sweats, and I was vomiting stomach bile. At age 14, I started therapy. That was in 1984. And by age 23, I started taking medications. These same panic attacks and intrusive thoughts about death would follow me for my entire life. After I was committed for the 5th time, I knew I was going to be there a while. And I was okay with it because I was finally getting the help that I felt I needed since I was 14. I have 3 sons. I can't imagine the damage that would have been done to them if I had killed myself. I knew I didn't want to leave my sons and that I needed to stay alive for them. I was willing to try anything, including going through 15 rounds of electroconvulsive therapy, otherwise known as shock treatment. Also, the other important and critical thing I felt I needed to do was to call my sons every night from the hospital. We would talk about their day, I would make jokes, and this kept the consistency of our relationship alive. Before I had children, I wanted to get better for me, but now it was all about them. When you're committed to a psychiatric hospital, it's not like prison, but you still can't leave. I remember thinking, holy crap, I'm really locked in this place. And there's some panic that goes with that. But I voluntarily gave up my freedom in order to get better. You're told when you can eat, when you can watch TV, when you can shower, do laundry, or anything else you do in everyday life had a schedule that you had to adhere to, or else you couldn't do it. I tried over 21 medications over my life. In my opinion, there's 3 main reasons why patients at psychiatric hospitals are over-medicated: to give you relief from your emotional pain, to stop you from hurting yourself, and to keep you heavily sedated if you're violent. For whichever the reason, you still end up feeling like a zombie. There's many problems in the mental health system. However, there are positive aspects. I did meet many psychology candidates, behavioral health associates, and nurses who would take the time to talk to me about my feelings and learn about the human condition. The nurses would remind me daily that I was there to get better for my sons. One day, my psychologist suggested that I start journaling. And she gave me a 3-paragraph assignment to write about anything I wanted over a 3-day period. 1 paragraph a day. Okay. At the end of the 3 days, I wound up writing 66 pages. That turned into me filling up 3 notebooks, which I wound up getting published. Yeah. Thank you. At first, I was just writing about me until I became more integrated with the other patients. I was interested in them, and then I became friendly with them. I was making friends. We became a close-knit group on our ward, and we shared many needed laughs together. I was opening up to them, and they were opening up to me. During group therapy sessions, I found that my friends were coming to me for my opinions or would approach me when having a rough day and needed someone to talk to. I realized that I was learning about the more severe mental illnesses from the people who had them. I also realized that with all the years of therapy that I've been through and all the research that I did for myself, that what I was saying to my friends mattered and had a positive impact. It reminded me of when I was a school teacher and my students would tell me that I should have been a psychologist or a guidance counselor. I can't describe the feeling I would get when someone would thank me for helping them feel a little bit better. And sometimes a little bit better goes a long way. And we also watched a lot of Family Feud. After I was discharged in July of 2020, I didn't know what to do with myself in terms of employment. I did everything from loading trucks for Federal Express to training to become a home inspector. I can't recall when I learned about what a peer specialist is and what they do. These are people who are living with or who have lived with a mental health condition. Their job is to help people in recovery put their lives back together in coordination with therapists and social workers. The importance of a peer specialist is that the client has the ability to talk to somebody who's walked in their shoes and may understand their feelings more than other professionals. It makes the client feel more comfortable and accepted. Peer specialists share what they know and what they've been through. I then realized that with all the feedback that I was getting in the hospital that was positive and everything that I've been through, that I could finally make use of my condition. That light bulb over my head, it turned on. Take your experiences and turn them into a career. In the fall of 2022, I completed my training. In January of 2023, I was hired by The Bridge Mental Health and Housing Solutions, and I'm part of their peer specialist team. I make home visits to clients, or we meet virtually. With my current caseload, I help clients enroll in adult education programs to help them get their GED. I advocate for clients who are getting jobs, and I help clients address their mental health issues and recover from past trauma. There are peaks and valleys that come with this job. For example, when I was prepping for this talk, one of my clients passed away. I was not prepared for that. Although this job is difficult, I feel it was the work that I was meant to do. Because my life hasn't been perfect, I feel that it gives me the ability to connect with my clients on a deeper level. And lastly, when I help someone, it makes me feel that all the negative experiences that I had in my life were not in vain. They were lessons. Thank you.